Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome looking townhouse. If you're working on a city or a town and you just want some really quick, easy, great looking houses to build, then look no further because this is the video you're looking for. The idea with these is that they're thin, but they're very tall, they fit very well into cities because they don't take up too much space on the ground, and you can put as many of them together as you like, and they look really great. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be adding this to my city, and I'm going to be building 2 or 3 of them, and you'll see how that looks by the end of the video. And I've also got an example of what the inside of the house looks like for you. This is the living room, and in the living room we have a toilet that is slotted underneath the stairs. We also have a kitchen on the 2nd floor, and on the 3rd floor we have a bedroom equipped with a full bathroom. Whilst I'm not going to show you how to do the inside of the townhouse in this video, I will give you a comprehensive look at each individual room at the very end. But that is way more than enough talking. I'm sure you want me to show you how to make this thing, so why don't we get straight into the tutorial? And by the way, like this video if you enjoy this sort of thing. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some polished andesite, some stone brick stairs, some quartz slabs, some block of quartz, some hardened clay, some white stained glass paint, some block of iron, and some pillar quartz block. Plus, we need every single one of the other materials that you see in the inventory, and if you want to do the inside, you will quite obviously need loads more. But this will do us for the entire outside of the build. Once you have every single one of these, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, like I said, I'm going to be making these, and I'm going to be making a few of them, so I've mapped out where this first one's going to be. Once you've figured out where you want to make it, you're going to want to kick off this house with a polished andesite on the ground. You then want to go right of that andesite by 4 with your upside down stone brick stairs. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then place a row of 3 polished andesite going right, and as a matter of fact you can make that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Then go behind this 4th polished andesite and do a row of 10 upside down stone brick stairs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then do a polished andesite behind that 10th block. Then, looking back on what you've made, go right of that polished andesite that you just placed by 7 with the upside down stone brick stairs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then place a polished andesite right next to that 7th block. Connect that polished andesite with a row of upside down stone brick stairs all the way to the very first block you placed to give you this. This is the layout of the ground. Now, once you've got this taken care of, this is what you want to do next. You want to go up on top of each one of the 4 corners of this build, on top of the corner andesites, and you want to go up by 21 with the block of quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And we want to do the same thing on each one of the other 3 corners. And we don't have to count these out because what we can do is we can make sure that they are just the same level as the very first row of 21, and we can then just connect everything together at the top, because that's what you want to do. You want to connect all of these blocks together at the top. So you want to form a very large, big, empty, rectangular shape. That's what you're aiming for. So you can see me doing it here. It won't take you too long. Once you've got that first row of 21 knocked out, everything gets easier from there. So there you go. That's what you want to have. Now what you want to do is this, and this is a bit tedious. You want to come to the very front of the build, and you want to begin from this very first upside down stone brick stair that you placed. And on top of this stair, you want to do this pattern of blocks. You want to do 6 hardened clay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 block of quartz. 6 hardened clay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 block of quartz, and hopefully you should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hardened clay. Perfect. And that will cut the building into 3 very distinct sections. So obviously down here, ground floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. Easy as that. And what you want to do is connect that row of block of quartz throughout the entire building. So you want to go all the way around where you have that single block of quartz, and it wants to go around the entire building. So that's just one, and we only have to do this one more time. This is the upper half, and this will have us, well, it basically just lays out where each one of the 3 floors are going to be. As a matter of fact, I don't think they even correspond with the block of quartz on the outside of the build, although they might. I'll point that out later once I've figured it out. But there you go. You want to have something which should look like this, and that is perfect. Well, once you've got that, now it's time for us to place the windows and the door on the front of the build. So why don't we do exactly that? So, beginning with the door, starting from on top of this row of 3 andesite that we have right here, stack another row of 3 andesite directly on top of what you've just made. We then want to take the bottom ends of the andesite of the lower row, the first block and the third block, and we want to extend them outwards each by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we want to take the first blocks that we just placed and place a single andesite on top of them. Then place quartz stairs in between the 2 outer andesites, like that. Perfect. Now, on top of the row of 3 andesite that you have sunk back into the wall, you want to go up on top of the very left-hand andesite and the very right-hand andesite. You want to go up on top of these, each do a row of 4 pillar quartz block on top of the very left andesite and on top of the very right andesite. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then place a quartz stair in front of the 4th blocks, like that. Connect them together with quartz slabs. Leave a half gap and do a row of quartz slab coming in front of what you've just made. So leaving a half gap below the stairs and the slab, do a half gap and do an entire row of quartz slab. Then you can add a door to this if you like. I'm using the dark oak door because I think it looks quite nice, and if you also wish, you can place some jungle leaves down here in front of the build. So if you just want to place a little jungle leaf on the front just to make it look a little bit nicer, you can. And something else you may want to do, this isn't necessary that I do this now, but I'll add it a little bit in front of the build. If you want to distinguish just a little area in front of the townhouse, you may feel that you want to have some stone slabs here. So if you can see what I'm doing here, you may just want to add a little bit of stone slab edge just in front of the townhouse, just to distinguish where the front of your townhouse is. But there you go, that is the entrance for the most part. There we go. Now we have to add some windows. The windows are quite easy in comparison to the door. So the windows are all in the same place, sat within each one of the 3 sections of the house. So what we want to do is we want to add a layer of hardened clay going all the way around the inside of each one of the 3 sections at the front of the house. So we want to do a layer of hardened clay going around each one of the inside of the 3 sections, as you can see me doing now. It's just basically a square of hardened clay, except for the bottom, because the bottom is different, because we have the entrance there. You want to have something which should look like this. It kind of reminds me of the dominoes that we have next door, which is great for this townhouse, by the way. They love dominoes, whoever lives here. It's me. So once you have that, we can now add the windows. So we want to start from inside this bottom left-hand corner that we have right down on the ground floor, and we want to do 2 upside-down quartz stairs. Then do a row of 2 white stained glass pane on top, and then do a row of block of iron on top of that. Right there. Perfect. You can then proceed to fill the entire downstairs in with clay if you like. Also include behind the door. You can even add a little bit of glass behind the door if you want it to look a bit fancier. For the second floor, it's the same thing, except the difference is we can have 2 windows. So we want to start with the bottom left-hand corner again. We want to do 2 quartz stairs coming out from that corner with 2 rows of glass on top of those stairs, with a row of block of iron on top. Then, starting from the bottom right-hand corner, do the same thing. So it's 2 upside-down quartz stairs, it's 2 rows of white stained glass pane, if I can place them on top, and then it's just a row of block of iron. Then, fill in the rest of it. It should be a single strip going up the straight of the side. Now, for the top, it's once again the same thing. I'm preemptively putting in the row of hardened clay connecting the top to the bottom, and now it's just the windows. It's 2 upside down quartz stairs at the bottom of each one of these empty sections, then 2 rows of white stained glass pane stacked on top, with then a row of block of iron on top of that. And there you go, it's as easy as that, it really is. Now, once you have that, what we now want to do is where we have the line of quartz block at the bottom, middle, and top, we want to do a fancy pattern in front of it. So this is the line at the upper half of the ground floor, right here, yeah, in front of this quartz. Well, what we want to do, going from left to right, we want to do an upside down quartz stair, quartz slab, upside down quartz stair, quartz slab, upside down stair, slab, stair, slab, stair, going from left to right. Looks like that, very easy, looks great, wonderful decoration. Do that at the bottom half, and the middle. Once you've done the middle, work your way up to the top. And once you've done the top, you've done all of the decoration on the front of the house that you need to do. It looks like this. It looks fantastic, if you ask me. Does look quite nice. And once you've got that taken care of, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, everything else for the townhouse is quite easy, because all we have to do now is completely fill in the rest of the 3 sides of the townhouse with hardened clay. And by the way, I didn't mention this at the start of the video, you don't have to use hardened clay if you don't like. As a matter of fact, most clays would look good, and I might experiment in the next townhouse that I make of this style, and I might use a different color of clay. It might not even be a drastic change, but I think that a change might be nice. I'll have to see. But you want to fill in each one of these 3 walls with your hardened clay. It does take a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up so that you guys don't have to suffer through this too much. So let me just speed this up and we can talk about the next bit. And there we go. Those are each one of the 4 walls filled in, and this already looks great in my city. I don't know what to say. I think that this looks really, really cool. Well, once you've got the sides filled in, the last thing you have to do is fill in the roof. My choice for this is stone slabs. I'm going to fill in stone slabs half a block down at the top of the roof. This is a cosmetic choice, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, but if you do want to make a choice which may make a little bit of a difference, you could choose to add a skylight into your roof. You absolutely could. So if you don't know what a skylight is, it's very simple. It's basically just some glass coming through the ceiling. Now, it provides actual good, normal Minecraft daylight instead of your regular old boring kind of synthetic light sources. You may want to add one of those to your to the top story of your townhouse. It's completely up to you. I would add it just because I like the look of it and because it does also serve quite some functionality. But once again, this is kind of up to you. I like the daylight personally. I like the daylight being added. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the townhouse pretty much complete. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show you how to decorate the inside of the townhouse because I don't think I've done a particularly good job of it. But I can give you a couple of ideas what to do for the inside of the townhouse just by showing you. But I will not show you how to build the actual inside, I'll just show it you. So why don't we teleport back to my normal townhouse and we can leave this one behind. The tutorial portion of this video is well over. So here we are back at my original townhouse. Why don't I show you the inside of it? So all the way down here on the ground floor of the townhouse, once we walk up those lovely stairs, we have the living room. The living room that's supposed to be like a hat stand. You put all of your armor off after you've had a hard day's work in the city. That's just an armor stand just in the corner. We have a sofa in the living room right behind the window. Very easy to make. You guys can make your own. You can put that one there. It's up to you. We have a little bit of a bookcase here. We also have another little seat with a cup on the side of the seat. This is supposed to be a television that is made of black wool, trapdoors on the left and right, painting on the front, wooden pressure plate on top. you can see what it's sat on. It's just sat on two opposing stairs with a slab in between. We have another painting on this wall, just to break up the wall a bit, and we have actually sealed off the stairs in the corner. By the way, the stairs placement is quite important. I would highly recommend having the stairs in the very back right-hand corner of each one of the sections, each one of the floors of the townhouse. Like, where you can, not in the corner, but on the side, like the first on the corner, and then you guys will see what I'm talking about in a second. Keep it to the right-hand side of the build if you can, that's what I'd suggest. But we do have a toilet underneath the stairs, which is the point that I was trying to make, which has a nice little working toilet and a bit of a sink as well, just slotted in underneath the stairs. On the second story, by the way, that's a nice little custom light, very easy, glowstone, trapdoors all the way around it, with fence post, and we have a nice little slab underneath. Walking up the stairs, see what I mean? Keep the stairs to the right-hand side of the house, and you save a lot of space by doing this. You lose half of the house, kind of, but you can put a toilet underneath the first story, and at least you don't lose too much room otherwise. On the second floor of the house, we just have a kitchen. We have a fridge, like, that'd be like a dishwasher or a tumble dryer. That'd be like a washer or something like that. That's just some unit space, a sink. That is obviously an oven, and if you want to make that a little bit more oven-like, I was rushing when I made the interior, you could put a little bit of a hob on top of that as well. We have a little bit of carpet thrown down here just to kind of symbolize the kitchen. Like I said, I kind of just threw this together but to give you an idea of what you could do with the space, but this is a kitchen on the second floor. I mean, you should be able to copy that from this if you so chose. And once again, the stairs, very identical to the first set of stairs. Where you can, just keep it to the right-hand side in the corner. Moving up to the third floor, this is a floor that I'm a bit embarrassed about. By the way, no skylights in the original version of this, although it would improve it quite a bit. And we just have a little bit of a dresser space, we have a couple of beds, and we have a little bit of a beacon. But more importantly, we have a bathroom, which I am not embarrassed by, and we have a bath, we have a sink, and we have a toilet. But you could do a lot more with the bedroom up here, but once again, I was kind of rushing when I built this because I am going to be building so many of these. I just wanted to get this video out there. But this is the third story. You could absolutely build a better interior than this, and if you do, show me a picture of that on Twitter, by the way, because I love it when you guys send me pictures of stuff on Twitter, especially when you've modified my builds or you've built your own stuff. But that's the inside of the townhouse, guys. That is it complete. Now, what I'm going to do before I sign off here is I'm going to build a couple more townhouses next to my original townhouse, and I'm going to show you what they all look like together, and I might even change the material of the house. So I'm going to be back in a second once I've done that, and then we'll leave this video off. I might just build one. So there we have another townhouse. This is identical to the first in design, except, well, I guess it's not, because I have made a couple of changes. I have decided to swap the normal hardened clay for a bit of orange clay. Could have changed it to any variety of clay and it would look fine, maybe even brick, but I decided to go just a slight color change from orange from hardened. And you might notice that if you want to connect them together like I have, you use the right-hand side of use the left-hand side of the original for the new house's right-hand side of the frame, if that makes sense to you. So can you see that there isn't an extra row of block of quartz on the right? You utilize the previous house for the frame of the new house. But if you do want to leave a gap of 1 between them, then you would obviously have to make a whole new right-hand side of the frame. And you can have this in a really, really long row that could spread down as far as your pet shop, or you could just have a small cluster of these. I, personally, am probably going to build anywhere between 2 and 5 more of these, but that is just me. And that is the tutorial 100% complete. Just in case you were wondering what these things look like together, whether it was worth your time to build it, there you go, completely up to you. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind, although I'm not even sure if you can favorite videos anymore. I always say it though. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below, would you like to see any more varieties of townhouse? Because I'm going to be using a lot of townhouses in my particular city. over there, for instance, and I'd like to use a few different types of them, and I wonder whether you guys would like to see some different varieties of townhouse as well, because I can definitely build a few more than this. It's a bit boring if you use the same one throughout the entire city, so let me know down there in the comments. If you build these, show me a picture on Twitter. Follow me at TSMC360. I love to see pictures, I really do. I look at all of them, I like most of them, and I retweet a lot of them, especially if they're really, really good. So show me your pictures on Twitter, I'd love to see them. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the cards, check out the description below. In the cards, you will find a whole host of playlists. Playlists that will show you how to make all sorts of things that you can put into your city. A pet shop, a train station fit with trains, a supermarket, a theme park that you can barely see in the distance, barbershop, Domino's Pizza, a cafe, a giant poop. You'll be able to make this entire park that we have down here. I'll leave playlists to show you how to make all of this stuff, so check that down below in the card system and in the description below. And I suppose that's everything, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Do like this video if you like it, share it if you wouldn't mind, do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next